Hello everybody and welcome to Letterbox Book Club. My name is Claire.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And today we will be discussing Hook, Line and Sinker by Tessa Bailey.
Yes. Quick disclaimer, I think we had this conversation and we ignored it, but this is book 2 in a duology about the sisters.
Yeah.
So I think we should have read the other one first, but we didn't.
Maybe, yeah. I've been seeing this one floating around the
I've
space.
seen this
like
one
it's
more
been
than
popular.
the other one, yeah.
So then you make that assumption.
Yeah, because the other one is called It Happened One Summer, I think.
Oh, then I've heard of that.
Yeah, but this is the one that I see more, so I thought it was this one and then the other one.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have had this conversation because I think we're like, oh no, that one's part of a duology though, we'll have to do the other one.
Yeah.
But now we're just like, oh no, we'll just read this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
idiots.
I think we've learned enough information about this book where we don't necessarily need to read the first book, you know?
Yeah. I get it's different than reading like Vow of Thieves without reading Dance of Thieves.
Yeah. It's just you can read one without really knowing the context about the other. Wonderful.
All right. I shall start us off with the blurb. Or the Goodreads, whatever. King crab fisherman Fox Thornton has a reputation as a sexy, carefree flirt. Everyone knows he's a guaranteed good time, in bed and out, and that's exactly how he prefers it. Until he meets Hannah Bellinger. She's immune to his charm and looks, but she seems to enjoy his personality and wants to be friends. Bizarre, but he likes her too much to risk a fling, so platonic powers it is. Now, Hannah's in town for work, crashing in Fox's spare bedroom. She knows he's a notorious ladies' man, but they're definitely just friends. In fact, she's nursing a hopeless crush on a colleague, and Fox is just the person to help with her lackluster love life. Armed with a few tips from Westport's resident Casanova, Hannah sets out to catch her co-worker's eye. Yet the more time she spends with Fox, the more she wants him instead. As the line between flirtation and friendship begins to blur, Hannah can't deny she loves everything about Fox, but she refuses to be another notch on his bedpost. Living with his best friend should have been easy, except now she's walking around in a towel, sleeping right across the hall, and Fox is fantasizing about waking up next to her for the rest of his life, and man overboard. He's fallen for her hook, line and sinker. Helping her flirt with another guy is pure torture. But maybe if Fox can tackle his inner demons and show Hannah he's all in, she'll choose him instead.
Love that. Jesus, what a thesis.
Jeez,
I think they gave everything away.
Yeah.
And that's all for the Letterbox Book Club.
I feel like that's like some partly inaccurate though.
And I suppose the Goodreads isn't necessarily the blurb. It does go into that
it's just like
depth.
Overview, yeah.
For sure. Thoughts, feelings, and emotions, Kenzie?
I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I have qualms, as always. I have a few screenshots of things that I thought were outrageous.
Oh, love this. Bring in the receipts.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? But no, I enjoyed it. It was like a nice, quick little read. Again, I would call it a nice little vacation read.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't reach for it again.
One and done.
Yeah, I don't think I need to read the other one.
How do you feel about Tessa Bailey as an author? Because we've declared ourselves new fans.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's good. She's keeping the ball rolling. Keeping the ball rolling.
Love that. All right, my thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I also quite enjoyed it. I thought pacing was a little bit too quick though, in some instances, and I'll talk about that I think later. I think I'm just getting tired of the fuckboy characters, and that's all they ever talk about. That's their personality, is the promiscuous activities or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
But overall, it was cute. But yeah, I suppose got qualms and stuff, and we'll get into that later. But overall, enjoyed it. Again, vacation read. Yeah. I probably won't pick it up again. Yeah. And I've learnt enough that I probably don't need to read It Happened Last Summer.
Yeah, perfect.
In fact, segueing, I'm going to have a quick rundown of what I learnt about this book, so I don't necessarily have to read the first one.
Okay.
So we learnt that Piper and Hannah are like rich girls from LA who come to Westport.
They're
sisters. And they have a lifestyle humbling experience. And they meet their men in Westport and who happen to be fishermen.
Yeah.
What more do you need to know?
And they refurbish a bar.
Yeah.
To reconnect with their father.
Yeah, and their grandmother.
Yeah.
And it's all about the sea life.
Yeah.
And stuff.
For a very long time in the book, and probably just because I'm a dum-dum and I was reading at night, I couldn't differentiate between Hannah and Piper. I was like, which one is Hannah, which one is Piper? Like, who's who right
How does the main point of view? What are you talking about?
I know, but I was just like, I didn't understand. Also, I can't get past that he's a fisherman. Like,
why?
I don't know. I just can't imagine.
Is it too niche?
Yeah, a sexy fisherman. And also, like, he would just smell.
Right.
Like, yeah.
But they only go out like a handful of days.
Yeah, no, but they're going out for like 5 days. Can you imagine being around fish for 5 days?
I thought this was very much a la Deadliest Catch type of fishing, like rough waters, you know, like
I was
stakes.
waiting when, like, the second time he was going out or whatever, and he's like, be here when I get back or whatever.
It's like he's gonna crash.
I was like, he's gonna die. Well, not die, but like the boat's going down. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Something's
Titanic.
happening. Yeah. And of course it would happen the first time he's captaining as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, I remember what I was going to say before. I suppose with these duology books, especially when it comes to like sisters or family members, it's pretty much the exact same story though.
Yeah. Pretty girl meets rough boy.
Rough boy is promiscuous and that's all he is to everyone around him. And he's not good for her, but they find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I feel like, we don't really need to read about it happened last summer, one summer or whatever it was. We can start off with these weird, ridiculous things that you found.
Oh, here we go. First of all, Hannah's hands disappeared into the sleeves of her sweatshirt like twin turtles.
Yeah. I was like, I just imagine, in a shell. Like,
I
she's
know, but like,
anxious.
ooh, I'm so cute. I'm so shy. I have to tuck my hands into my...
People are anxious, Kenzie. Come
I'm
on.
so nervous. Yeah, but it's like you're working in a production company, and it's like you're learning to stand your ground, and like you have an opinion or whatever, and I was just like, you need to be assertive.
Oh, and talk about nepotism, but anyway.
Oh yeah, but it's like gentle nepotism, because he's like, I could have gotten you like a producer job.
Yeah.
Like, because her stepfather, I don't know, is like a big shot in this production company or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
Big shot producer.
Yeah, big shot producer. And he's like, I could have got you a producer job.
But it's
and
still...
then she's like, no, I'll be a PA.
It's still nepotism.
Yeah.
It's still her being like, I worked really hard to get to where I am. It's like, no, you have stepdaddy's connections.
And now she's like a PA, and like suddenly, because she has a crush on Sergey, the director.
Sergey.
She's like, oh, I think you should film it in Westport, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh my God, babe, you're so correct. You're so hot. I will listen to everything you say.
It's not quite how it went.
Yeah.
But nah, he had a vision, and it's, of course, for the plot, it's always going to end up at Westport.
Yeah. Also, she's like, oh, I want to work in music. Like, I want to do the music side of things.
Soundtrack, yeah.
Soundtrack, yeah. And it's like, okay, go to your stepdaddy and say, stepdaddy, get me a job.
Stepdaddy, tell Sergey.
You don't have to work this hard. Like,
Stepdaddy, tell Sergey, give me this job, please. We're breaking up. Yeah, no. I think in that sort of aspect, in terms of the music, I'm sure we probably got more of that as well in It Happened One Summer, because Piper and Hannah do come across as being very close as well. So of course, they probably had that, refurbishing bar bonding experience that we obviously don't know much about, but I'm sure they had that back then.
And she's really unique because she listens to records.
Yeah.
And she loves music. And Fleetwood Mac.
She's like a Tumblr girl. Speaking of like the music and like her working in a film production, she had that theme of, wanting to be a main character in like her life. And I'm thinking, this is borderline too self-aware.
Yeah.
Because you're a main character in this book.
Yeah, it's like main character energy, yes, but like also pick me, but also you are the main character. Like
yeah, it's like this is bordering, too self-aware.
Yeah, I was like, I'm scared.
Like I understand, like, as a profound sort of thought, but like at the end of the day, we're all in control of our own lives.
Yeah.
I think, it was the more, like, asking for what she wants and standing up for herself and that sort of main character energy aspect. Yeah. And also, I think with the whole main character energy theme, especially in this world, because, all the memes and all that on TikTok and on social media about being the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too on the nose. Yeah. But no, it was just funny. It was just that self-awareness, almost.
And I acknowledge that, like, she was willing to, like, work for what she wanted and stuff. But I was just like... You don't need to. Like, if you don't need to, then...
It also went a little ridiculous when she eventually got her desired role and she was shadowing Brimley. Yeah. Suddenly, the songs weren't coming to her. It's like, bro.
Oh my God, the songs in my head are gone. It's like...
It's stuck. I don't work anymore.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What was I going to say?
It's still a good book, though. We're just hanging shit on it. It's still good.
And then also... Because obviously she, like, is in love with Fox right from the get-go or whatever.
It probably... is all a part of It Happened One Summer, last summer, and we just don't know.
Yeah, well, the text at the start says that they've been texting every day for 7 months or whatever.
Which is fine. Which is
fine. And I appreciate the slow burn. A little bit too slow, but also I appreciate it. But also, I didn't understand why then we needed to add in this, like, oh, I have a crush on Sergey. And it's like, this isn't conflict. Like,
no.
Because we obviously know that she's going to end up with Fox anyway. And it's like, the conflict is that she thinks, well, everyone thinks he's a fuckboy or whatever. And he's been told not to go near her.
Yeah. We need, we bring up the Bechdel test a lot. Yeah. We need an opposite where Like where a male character talks to another male character and they don't bring up one of the main characters like promiscuous activities or calling him a fuckboy or staying away from a girl that he wants to have sex with. It's like, I feel like every conversation he had with a male in this book, it was about something around that. Oh, you go to Seattle a lot, or you do this or you do that, or are you fucking Hannah, or...
That's right, why does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. And maybe because we read Fix Her Up as well first, and that had that whole fuckboy promiscuous activity era. So I feel like I'm reading like a similar sort of book.
Yeah. Also, every guy I've known who is quote unquote a fuckboy, like their friends aren't there being like, ooh, like you fucking another one, or like, oh, what are you doing tonight, or like, oh, you must be beating. They're just like,
good
cool,
for you.
Good for you. Yeah. Like.
Alrighty, I want to bring it back to the Sergei crush real quick. I know you just sat down and I'm back at it.
Shit myself.
Okay, maybe it's because I've read too many books kind of back to back ish about this sort of theme of female main character having a crush or is wanting to go out and date, but of course, you know, and our love interest wants to help make them jealous.
Yeah.
And it's like that never works.
Yeah.
Because obviously she ends up realizing she has feelings for the male love interest anyway.
Yeah.
So, but my thing is, even if that worked, like, is that not wrong for Sergei in a way? Like, is that not fair to him that he's just like, this whole thing has been employed to get his attention now that she would have had his attention?
But also, I also don't think
it's probably not that
had
serious.
his attention until like Sergei was like, oh shit, there's someone else. Like,
like
that forbidden fruit thing. Like,
yeah.
I was going to bring up as well, it's like, how do you feel about the like fake dating trope or whatever? Because
it happened for 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even like, it's not advertised as a fake dating book. It's not a fake dating book. It's just like, oh, let's pretend. And like, let's have one kiss in front of him. Like,
was it advertised as tropey at all, or is it just like it was just thrown out there? I suppose being a duology, like it was just probably thrown out there. I guess. Yeah, fake dating lasted 2 seconds, and this is where I got the pacing a bit weird because. I kind of audiobooks like a third of it and then I read the rest of it. And it's like by the 6th chapter, they were a cast party or whatever and she kissed Fox. And I'm like, this is happening way too quickly. Like, what is going on?
And also because...
But to make Sergei jealous.
Because it's meant to be over like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, all of this doesn't happen in 2 weeks. Especially when he's gone for like 9 of those 14 days.
Yeah. But I suppose, again, we get a lot more context of their relationship and interactions in... Presumably it happened last summer or one summer. I forget which one it is. But we also do have that kind of prologue in the beginning, like several month communication, correspondence and stuff.
Communique.
Communique.
And then, as soon as he was like, I'm going to take you to meet my mum, I'm like, oh, here we go.
But then she assumed he was on a date as well.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm just going to see my mum and we're going to play bingo. And it's like, all right, fine. Then they almost have sex at bingo, which is always a fun time.
Outside the bingo hall. How did we feel about when they actually did have sex in the car?
I mean,
at the national park or whatever.
You do you, I guess. Whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was fine. It was tasteful, I guess. It must have been a fun time for them. I guess they had a bit of tension building up to that because they had that instance where... You know, that masturbation talk as well as masturbation almost session. So there was a lot of bubbling over. But then, Fox is always having that, like, inner turmoil of, like, I can't fuck her here. I can't. Or I can. I should. Just do it, you selfish bastard. Oh, but I can't because it's Piper's sister.
I like that she kept turning him down, though. Like, no.
Because he...
Like, face your inner demons.
Yeah. But his inner demons is just his dick.
Yeah.
No, but that was good because... It seemed like it defined himself as, like, a sex toy, I guess, to women or whatever. Or just a very, like, sexually free guy. And he wanted to turn into that, like, one-night hookup experience so it could be done. But then he's just...
But then he's like, oh, no, I have caught the feels.
Got the feels. And then, he would turn into, you know, what everyone else seems to define him as anyway. And then, Hannah turning him down because she wants to prove a point that he's more than just, like, a hookup one-night stand. And that they could have a future and all that corny, sappy stuff. But I liked that. And then I got a little annoyed towards the end though, because by the last chapter, they're like semi-broken up. And it's like, well, how are you going to rectify this? And it's just like, she just didn't catch the bus. And then, I love you, the end.
Yeah. I have some qualms.
All right, what are your qualms? What other screenshots did you have? Or was that the only one?
No, I've got screenshots.
Oh, okay.
Here it is. Her intimate flesh grew damp so rapidly.
I love that.
She was actually shaking between Fox and the car, and he knew it. The knowledge was there in the total and utter confidence of the finger rubbing her clit. Cool.
Love that.
And then my next one is, I feel like he's such like a soft boy. Like he listens to like his records, and he has her favorite ice cream or whatever, and he has his scented masturbation oil or whatever.
Yeah.
But then he goes, loving that cock, aren't you? Been craving it the way I've been craving this hot ass pussy, day and night, on land and off. Now give it up, girl. Show me you love being on that back for me.
We know the dirty talk goes overboard in these types of books.
It's so bad though. Like if someone's like to me like, yeah, you loving that cock. Like,
Imagine Luke.
yeah. I would divorce him.
You would just chop it off right there.
Yeah, 100%. I'd be like, you're a girl now. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the dirty talk goes overboard.
Yeah. Or like, yeah, I love that pussy or whatever. It's like, ugh, it takes me out of the moment.
Yeah. It's a bit too much.
Yeah.
Too much mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. And yeah, like there's that almost like contradictory, because then, yeah, he listens to his records and he has all these like sappy things.
Yeah.
But I suppose to him, he's just a sexual beast.
And then, of course, there was that conversation because they didn't have a condom.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, are you on anything?
Yes, I take the shot.
I take the shot. As his penis is already in her. Like,
Tessa,
no.
no.
No. Why?
Always use a condom. Yeah, no, that was funny.
Yeah.
But at least it was talked about in the moment, I guess. And
He has fish disease.
It's fictional characters. Yeah, imagine how... Yeah, that'd be pretty gross, though.
Yeah.
Anything else that kind of can be brought up as like a little talking point for you?
His backstory.
His backstory. Yeah, he had a girlfriend that like broke his heart, and he's held on to that for the next 10 years.
Yeah, he was dating a girl, but I don't understand like what happened.
So he was dating a girl.
Yeah, but she was dating his friend.
Yes, his
and
roommate.
he was her whole pass.
Yes,
the roommate.
Because obviously he was promiscuous in college, or it was presumed.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, so did he just assume that they're dating and she never confirmed, or like what's happening? And then like, did his roommate and him not ever talk about like the chicks that they were dating? Like,
I think it was more of a ploy to also humiliate him in a way. I think it was like they were in on it. But yeah, surely you'd be
because
talking.
then when his roommate found out it was her,
he
was like, he cut him off.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, maybe he just never brought his girlfriend over, and maybe just because. But if he didn't know that she went for Fox, then yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm doing mental gymnastics now.
Yeah, it's like, did they both just always both always just go to her room to do the diddly?
Yeah, wouldn't you not
and
introduce?
then yeah, I just don't understand. Would they not talk about who
they're dating? Yeah, I don't know. Or be like, I have a girlfriend. All right, what's your girlfriend's name?
Yeah.
Melissa. And oh, funny though, my girlfriend's name Melissa too.
Or like not see each other, like if they went on dates or something, like
maybe.
Like surely someone
or ask
like,
to
hey,
double
bro,
date.
I've seen Fox like
with your girl,
with your girl or whatever. Like
yeah, look, I don't know.
It was just like a very wishy-washy plot. And
yeah,
I was like, oh.
It's just to get his heart breaking so he can't trust no one ever again.
Yeah,
until Hannah. Until the rich LA girl.
So I've just become my dad. I just fuck women and throw them away.
My mom just looks at me and flinches. Yeah, you just need therapy, buddy.
And then, like, when he does finally bring it up to his mum, and he's like, when you see me, you flinch. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise I'd do that. I'll, like, be more mindful. And it's like, boom, solved in one conversation.
Yeah.
You have 10 years of being a bumhole.
yeah, made up for it in the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe people, or authors perhaps try too hard for us to, like, feel sorry for, like, these fuckboys. And it's like, bro, is it really that hard to not just have sex? Because then he's also, like... defends himself to his friends and family, which is fair enough, because you know he's known for going off to Seattle and like because obviously there's no ties and all that symbolic sort of stuff, and then he's defending himself being like, I haven't been to Seattle since Hannah and Piper came or whatever, and it's like, see, it's not that hard.
What did we think of the epilogue?
Epilogue. Oh, we love an epilogue. I'm glad they have, 2 kids or something?
Yeah, but it's a 10 years later epilogue. That's a huge jump.
It's a good jump, because they have achieved what they wanted to achieve in life, and we like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I really skimmed it. All I just saw was, like, a moose, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, they had, like, 2 kids or whatever, there was a moose, and then she got scared. It's a whole thing. Anyway, and then they're about to bang in the snow. Oh, really? And then,
your kids are there.
Yeah, and then Piper and
your niece
and
nephew.
Their kids show up, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so perhaps we can get into a bit more plot stuff.
Yes.
So, yeah, Hannah is working at a production company as a PA. She wants to be a sound soundtrack engineer type of person.
Because she hears music through life.
Because, yes, she can define a moment through a particular song, and therefore she requests... Or one of her things with Fox is they compare songs. Like, they'll ask, like, what's your song today?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, it's this song, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Really encapsulates the mood. And so Hannah, they're the same person. Hannah asks to shadow the soundtrack lady engineer person, Brimley, and Sergey gives her the opportunity once he realizes, wait, this bitch is hot. So like, maybe. And then suddenly Hannah can't get the feel for the music right, or she's realizing that Brimley's ideas for the soundtrack isn't complementary to Sergey's vision. He seems like a really unhinged Russian, director. Yeah. And so Hannah sticks up for herself, or she tries to find an alternative to make it work.
Didn't like as well how, like Hannah was saying, because she finds this like indie band or whatever, and she's like, these are perfect, and then here's these sea shanties that my dad wrote, which like I just can't
Nepotism.
Yeah. I'm gonna get them to record them. We'll pay them $20,000.
The arrogance.
The arrogance. Yeah. Blah blah blah. And then Brimley, whatever her name is like, this will cost the production company too much or whatever. And Hannah's like, well, actually, if you do it this way, like, it'll be saving money or whatever. And I just can't get over the arrogance of like,
Just Hannah's arrogance or Brimley's arrogance?
Both. Like, they're both just like fighting against each other or whatever.
It is.
And it's like, surely also, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know how movies work.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like maybe like the soundtrack, it seems like a big production company. So it's not like a little indie film.
Yeah.
And it's like, surely there wouldn't just be like one soundtrack person. There'd be like
a team, and
then also like
compromise.
There would be compromise, but I feel like there would also be like, how do we do this the most cheapest route?
Within our budget. Yeah,
exactly. Instead of like, oh, well, it's going to be this, you're allocated this much, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to use this much or whatever. Like, I don't know. It just seemed unrealistic. Yeah.
Also, on that, the whole, I don't know how production companies work. I don't know how a set works or anything like that. But like, there was a moment where there's a character named Christian, and he's the main lead of this movie. They didn't get anything done because he didn't come out of his trailer for some reason. Yeah. I'm like, is that like borderline unprofessional? Yeah. Like, he's on strike right now. So I just thought, how is this realistic? There's no way a single actor would like hold, depending how big the actor is, like they shouldn't be able to hold up a production like that, especially if they're on a budget.
Other things you can film then.
Sure, yeah. But it gives you that unrealistic glimpse. And Brimley seems to just be threatened by the job. Yeah. I think she was picking up what Sergey was putting down, having a crush on Hannah. So she's seeing this sort of like inappropriate sort of situation. But also
then, I think there's that fine line between like when you take on a newer, like younger protege or whatever, and you're the mentor, and you're like, oh, well, where's the line between like, this person's going to take my job one day? Like,
yeah. But then she ended up, Hannah, not even taking the job there anyway. Because she realizes she has a love. I was a little bit confused. It's still soundtracking, but it sounds like that she's still in the recording process as well. Like,
I think not quite producer. She finds like the bands.
Okay,
and then makes the music.
Yeah. But of course, her father's
and
old
then, I think she sells that to.
Oh yeah, production companies as well. Oh yes. But of course, her father's old sea shanties, which she never really knew about or never really had a relationship with or connected to, is what saved the day in the end. I liked that struggle though.
I liked that struggle as well. But I also just like, I don't know, I just found it so cringy. And then when Fox is like...
I think it's too deep.
Yeah, Fox is like, I'll sing this for you. Like, oh, I remember this one.
It's like, oh.
I don't know, it's like, is this real? Like, are people actually out there like still like singing sea shanties on their king crab fishing boats?
Dude, where have you been when sea shanties was all on TikTok?
Yeah, I know, but they're like old ones and like back in the day, and I love a good sea shanty.
Yeah.
But like, I just can't imagine like in modern society
like
when you
right
have
now.
Spotify.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
you're
sure
they're being like, where is my family? They're back on shore and I'm getting crabs. Like,
both literally and figuratively. Yeah. I get that. I don't know. Some people in towns are just probably stuck in their ways and they don't advance. So there's probably a port or somewhere or a seaside town that is singing shanties because they don't have Spotify.
They don't know what music is.
They don't know. It's just a cappella harmonies with each other. But I did back on that. Yeah, Hannah and the lack of father struggle. Yeah, I liked it but then it got a bit like too deep with the whole like, oh, maybe I got my music from him.
Yeah, maybe
It's
that's
like,
why I love music.
you never really knew him though.
Yeah. So you've admitted that you don't know him.
Yeah. But like, it's good to have that connection. And like, if he wrote sea shanties and she, you know, likes finding music, like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't have to be
I think
too
it would
deep.
have hit more if like she wrote music as
Yeah,
well.
maybe,
like,
yeah.
And like that's where her like love of music came from. She's like, oh, like I write lyrics or whatever. And then the grandma was like, oh, here's this folder of like music that your dad wrote.
Yeah.
And she would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Also, I think she was a bit dumb when she got the deal to like use the sea shanties or whatever, and then like her grandma would get like the royalties, and it's like your grandma's gonna die, like
Secure that bag.
yeah, and then you're just gonna end up with it anyway. And I was like, surely like you could just say, I'll like you get the royalties or whatever, and then you can just give your grandma whatever you want out of that. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'd be selfish. I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, like
It's like,
I'm putting in all this work. All grandma did was find
the old
a folder.
rickety folder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. So Hannah's finding sea shanties to save the film. Love that. Within all that, she is battling with a relationship with Fox, and he's fighting his inner demons because he doesn't want to sleep with her, but he doesn't want to pursue a full-on relationship. And then Hannah has a crush on Sergei, and we love that inappropriate boss,
Yeah.
subservient, you know, vibe.
Yeah.
And so Hannah and Fox try to make Sergei jealous like one time.
Yeah.
And she wears a sexy dress, and
Yeah.
Sergei's hooked. Love that, at a cast party. And then he's making little motions towards her, but she's turning him down as well, and he's respecting that, which I respect that.
Yeah.
And yet time is running out because filming is wrapping up, but Fox is still going along his fishing trips because he needs to. Ooh, another thing we didn't cover. Brendan, Piper's fiance, who we learn about in the first book, which we haven't read.
Seems like an asshole.
Yeah, it's like Hannah calls him the mean one.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why are we writing books about men who are mean to everyone else but their love interest?
Yeah,
Is that not a
exactly.
red flag in itself?
Yeah.
Like, if they're mean, don't go for mean people. This reminds me of that tea time group that we're in. You know, my boyfriend, like, abuses me. What do I do? Like, leave.
Leave.
Like, date mean people. Anyway, he wants Fox to be captain of the ship because he thinks Fox is capable of that sort of responsibility. But Fox is also very scared and anxious of having that responsibility. He doesn't want to have, like, 5 lives under his belt. He's just scared, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, getting promotions and stuff could be scary. But then Brendan tricks him into being captain, and he doesn't appreciate that. Yeah. Which is fair enough. Like, if you have a candidate who's like, I want you for this position, and they're like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
You just, like, let it go.
Yeah,
you don't, like,
respect that.
you don't coerce them into that situation.
Yeah.
Or...
It's like you trust that, like, they know their own abilities.
Yeah, exactly. And he's happy to just being, like, a crewman.
Yeah.
You know, catching his crabs.
But then he's like, oh my God, like, Hannah's taught me, though, to, like, accept, like, my inner self. And that inner self is El Capitan.
So yeah, and that all works out.
Yeah.
But we thought something was going to happen to the ship because, like, wait for me. And it's like... And then, everything just resolves. They have a bit of a tiff because, you know, he doesn't necessarily want to commit to her after they've had sex.
Yeah.
And she's all, like, pissy because, you know, she wants him. She loves him. She wants a relationship with him. And he's just being a scaredy cat. Because he can't be anything other than a sex object.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a chat with his mum, and his mum's like, you're not your father. And he's like, yes, freedom. Thank you. I'm relieved and relinquished. And then Hannah realises for the longest time that she's loved Fox ever since they went to the record convention and all that shit. Yeah. I'm going to assume that happened in the first book. Yeah. Otherwise, why bring it up? Yeah. And then, they live happily ever after.
I want to talk about these men, though.
Yeah, okay.
Because, like, they self-proclaim, like, I'm a fuckboy, like, I'm a sex object, blah, blah. I can never...
We've read too many of these books,
yeah,
Kenzie.
I can never settle down. And it's like, okay, but how old do you get?
Yeah.
Before you're like, oh, fuck.
I think this guy's, like, 31, which isn't... being...
It's not that old now,
being
our age that we are. Without revealing the age that we are.
Yeah.
You're about to be older.
Yeah, I know, but by the time this is released, I will be older.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so... I don't know, and I always think about, like, when will I feel old or whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's right now when my niece and nephew are saying bussin'.
And vibing
and slay.
And you're the old person when you're the one that's living through it right now.
And Crocs are cool.
Yeah.
So, no.
What was this thing you said the other day?
The gibbets.
The gibbets. Oh my God.
They're a total slay. Anyway, so... Yeah, being the age that we are now.
It doesn't seem that old, but it does seem too old.
But it's like also like we have friends
Do we though?
This person and I have friends, not you and I. This is just us. We're in it for life. Anyway, and they're older men, older than me. Anyway, like approaching they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
So
they're like mid-30s, late 30s?
No,
like
30s. They just turned 30,
Okay.
early 30s. Anyway.
All right.
No, but it's like, and then there's one who's just broken out of a long-term relationship, and that's fine. But now it's like, how soon do you like...
He wants to do
Because he
single
wants
shit?
kids and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
He
it's
wants
like,
to settle.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, like when women hit 30 though, like biological clock is tick-tick-tocking.
I know, yeah.
So it's like, you gotta... And then another
But like,
one.
you shouldn't be putting that pressure on, especially the ladies, because our body clocks are fucked.
And then, unless you meet someone like 5 years younger than him, which is fine.
Oh.
Hey, I'm 4.
Hey, I respect that.
Yeah. And then, like, there's another one, though. Who's
Four
like,
is the max.
Yeah, there's another one who's like, I don't want, like, to get married. I don't want to have kids. Like, I just want to travel.
It's fine if you know what you want.
Yeah, which is, like, respect. But also, like, okay, but how long then are you going to be like, oh, this is Uncle John Smith, like, at your friend's birthday parties or your friend's kids' birthday parties? And it's like, I don't know, like, how much more of a sustainable life is that?
I mean, you can have a sustainable life being, like, single or child-free, or, like, in a relationship and child-free.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Interesting waters we're entering.
Yes. Anyway.
This is in relation to Fox.
To Fox being like, I'm a fuckboy, I'm never going to settle down, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And the whole thing, we must learn it in the previous book, but yeah, these books have these fuckboy main characters, but while we're reading at this time period that we're reading at, they're never fucking around.
Yeah.
They've always...
And they haven't for ages or whatever.
Yeah, because they've already, have a sort of friendship and or relationship with our female main character, and it's like, I don't believe you when you say you're a fuckboy.
Yeah.
You talk the talk, but you don't walk
and
the
it's
walk.
like, really, like, are you a fuckboy? It's like, okay, you sleep with, like, a different woman, like, every week or whatever. Like, okay, that's not really, like...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not like you're ghosting them or, like, leading them on. Like,
Yeah, you're
I
defining
think,
it as a
I think there's a
hookup.
moment where he says he's like, they know what it is. Like,
Yeah. And it's like a little rotation situation. I mean, so long as you're safe and you get tested and you use your protection, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then they have the woe is me backstory.
Yes.
My girlfriend from college humiliated me, and now I must hold it against every woman.
in college, and I moved away to a different town where no one knew me, and so I held on to
that. And just in general, there was just a lot of like weird pacing. Again, like they kiss in like chapter 6, and then it's just been a long back and forth between the two of them. I suppose you need the tension.
Like the first few chapters are slog to get through. I was like, this is so annoying, and then when I finally got into it, I was like, okay.
Yeah. No, it was fun when she found the indie band, I guess, as well. Oh, his ex-girlfriend from college is Melinda, not Melissa.
Close enough.
Yeah, same thing. Oh, that harmonica story was pretty funny. Like, she had a harmonica and got stuck in her braces.
Which
Just
like,
breathing out notes.
which doesn't happen, but anyway.
You never know.
You have to, like, shove your teeth in it.
You never know. This could have been Tessa Bailey's biggest, deepest trauma that she's experienced, and she's implementing it in this book, and you just shut on her.
Yeah, well,
Kenzie,
sorry.
you're invalidating her. Yeah, confused by pacing, Fox and Hannah kiss at a cast party by chapter 6. And Piper seems chill, like a sister, but she's like a Hollywood actress and stuff, isn't she?
Or she was. She gave it all up.
Why do these
For the
successful
king
women...
crab fisherman.
Why are you giving it up for a fisherman? You could have millions of dollars.
He's smelly.
And yeah, it's always our female characters giving up their lives for the donkey.
But I'm sure, like, maybe, like, she made a bit of money or whatever, and also she still has stepdaddy, so she's still going to get an inheritance.
Yeah,
so.
and she probably has those royalties as well.
Yeah.
the fictional royalties, because they're fictionally not on strike.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks that, Fox was coerced into his captaining position, but it was all successful. All is good.
Yes.
Happy ending.
Yes.
Love a good conclusion. Clean conclusion. They have a couple of kids,
Clean
10
cut.
years.
Yeah. It was good. It was nice, clean, concise, made sense ending.
Yeah, cool. All right, shall we go to the stars?
Listen,
yes. Oh, you always say that. I'm sorry. So the stars is where we read a 1-star review and a 5-star review from Goodreads just for some shits and gigs. And we start with the 1-star because we want to end on a positive note with a 5-star, because some of the 1-stars can be outrageous. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go. A girl rejected him once and he never got over it, so he decided to hurt everyone around him instead of go to therapy.
Yes. Is that all?
Yes.
Yep, mine's a paragraph. Oh, it's a paragraph and a bit. Why do I keep forgetting that Tessa Bailey is not for me? I get pulled in by the great beginnings, and then we get to a main character hating themselves, always for how they are defined by others. I don't want to minimize anyone's real-life personal struggles, but please get better friends, a therapist, some supportive people in your life, something if the people in your life refuse to let you break away from your childhood or teenage persona. Add in an unhealthy trope of the hero making decisions for her own good. Refs are tossing red flags to leave this relationship everywhere. All right, that was a bit of an awkward last sentence. I could have read it awkwardly, but because I can't read apparently. All right, 5-star review, Kenzie, please.
Tessa Bailey knocked it out of the goddamn park with this equal parts swoony and angsty friends to lovers that will leave you panting for more. Hook, line and sinker has climbed right up to the top of my favourite romance book, and I'm not ashamed to announce that I will fight anyone over Fox.
Love that. But Fox won't fight for you.
Yeah, Fox will just be
Fox
like,
can't
sorry,
fight.
bye.
Alrighty, my 5-star. Again, a paragraph. This is a well-written, entertaining, steamy, contemporary romance novel with likeable characters, sizzling chemistry, and classic rock and roll. I listened to the audio version of this novel, and the narrator, Miss Lauren Sweet, does an excellent job depicting, I was going to say decapitating, depicting the characters and their personalities. This is the second entry in Miss Bailey's outstanding Bellinger Sisters series, and can easily be read as a standalone, but it is even better when reading after. Oh my god. But it is even better when read after reading It Happened One Summer. This is another thing I was going to bring up. Bellinger, because we're in amongst the Colleen Ballinger cancellation. I just found the last name really funny. Oh no. I was like, Bellinger, no.
Nice. Thank you for listening.
Yep.
Find us on Instagram at letterboxbookclub, and there our link tree is in our bio, where you'll find us in all the places, most importantly Spotify and TikTok.
Yep. Cool.
Love you all.
On route for 1,000 followers.
Woohoo! Please follow.
That's a goal for the end of the year, though.
Yeah.
So we're going to smash it.
If we reach it, then I will do something. Don't know what.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
I'll hold this to you. I'll make this clip into a TikTok so it is forever on the
If I don't know what I'm going to do. Comment suggestions on what I should do.
All right.
Within reason.
How about give birth to your child?
Well, that's going to happen before that anyway. That's going to happen soon.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, thanks for listening. Catch us next week for...
By the time this is released, I might have already had my baby, hey?
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I haven't done the mental math yet.
Oh.
I
Girl
think,
math.
yeah. Girl math. Yeah, I love girl math. Oh my god. I think it'll be Tools of Engagement next week. Another Tessa Bailey.
Yes.
We do like Tessa Bailey.
Yeah, we do
as
like
an
Tessa
author.
Bailey.
As an author. Alrighty. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.